The church is not a museum for good people. It's a hospital for the broken. The church is not a place for saints. It's a place for sinners. Hearing this line, this quote, it keeps on going back to me because of how church is these days. Jesus made church many years ago, and he made it for people to come to him, through whom come to God and experience God's internal everlasting love. So why is it churches are not doing what churches should be? A church should be a place where people can come who are broken, who are wounded, who made mistakes. Somewhere they need to learn forgiveness, need to learn that hate is not the answer, need to learn that just because you were wronged in some way and feel either disgusting or feel like people need revenge, that you can come and have peace there. A church should be a place where people, no matter their background, can feel comfortable and happy. I get so sad these days hearing about how churches respond. We hear about friends, and we hear about even people we don't know, anyone, about I don't remember the community, the lesbian, bisexual, gay community thing, homosexual. I'll just call homosexual because it's what I can remember. People from the homosexual community, or rather, people who feel that their sexuality is either wrong in who they are or in who they are loving, and that people who has been raped, been taken something that was so pure that God gave us for two people who love each other, was taken away from them, out of their control. People whose mind is out of control, so they go and do those things towards other people. All these different things. People who are wrong, or do wrong things, or felt they've been wronged, or whatever it is. That's what a church is. A church is a place for everyone that in one way or another aren't happy with themselves, feels disgusted about themselves, or have been hurt by others. They belong to a church. A church isn't just a building. It's a family that supports you, because even though you might screw up, even though you have screwed up, even though someone screwed up and that there's a huge impact on you and so on, even though that happens, you are still you. You are still that beautiful diamond that God made. You just experienced the rough part, but God does not care. We, the church, should be as much like Jesus and God as we can. And the church is not that today. When I say the church, to be specific, I am not being specific. I am actually generalizing it because of the different things we keep on getting in these days. And it hurts because there is so many different ways. For example, now with American law, with the woman getting abortion and so on, you're judged if you get abortion, but you're also judged if you don't get abortion, but you're also judged if you have sex with someone, but you're also judged if you don't have sex with someone. It's kind of like we're all living in a teenage world where no one can win. And the only reason that is because we stop deciding to change our mind and just keep in that circle, keep going. The only way we can stop this is by ourselves. Be the change. Be the change you want to see, as people say. And it makes me so sad because Michael even had a co-worker, actually I think it was his boss, who said to him once, "By the way, I'm gay." And his response to Michael was, "Don't you hate me?" And it just hurts. It really hurts. And it's like, why would I hate you? Because you're a Christian and I'm gay. And I'm just like, oh, my dear one, my heart cries out to you, because that just shows that you've been in the wrong Christian place. because Christianity is not to do with being perfect. It's to do with being imperfect, no matter what our imperfections are, and to love each other unconditionally like Jesus did. Okay, you're gay. Okay, I might not agree with that decision, belief, whatever you want to call it, but that's not the point. If Jesus was here right now and you would tell him you're gay, what would he do? What would Jesus do? Would he say, I'm sorry, mate, that's not how I roll, goodbye, or get lost, okay, someone else? If he did that, might as well never have come to earth, never had sacrificed himself for all our sins. Because where's the point in it then? He could just be up in heaven, God's son, enjoying life and so on. But no. He came to earth because instead of being that goodbye gay person, goodbye person that's been raped or rapist or killer or whatever you are of anything, of sinners, he was like, you know what? Welcome to my place. I don't care. You are loved. You are forgiven. No matter what you did or what was done to you, no matter what stupid things that you keep on beating yourself up about, you still are welcome in my house because I love you unconditionally. You are my child, and you will always be my child. You cannot change that you are my child. I will always be there for you. I'll always love you, no matter what you do, no matter where you are, no matter who you are. I know you, and I know that you are my child. I'll always love you no matter what you do. No matter whether you believe that what you're doing is wrong. No matter whether you believe that someone else is wrong. No matter whether you feel like you were wronged or you were right in something that was wrong. But what about then following the Bible's rules? Well, there's two sets of rules. There's the Old Testament version, the 10 Commandments. For example, you should not kill. You should honor your parents and so on. But there's also the New Testament part, where Jesus just simply says, go out and make disciples of the world. And then another one, I believe he said that, I don't remember exactly. But Jesus didn't just say those. They're the main point things you could say. But if you read closer in the Bible, both the New and Old Testament, it's like facts, the New Testament, and old diary from our great grandparents in the Old Testament. They link up. Yes. If you go in, especially if you have a study Bible or you go online Bible, and you go in and look through and search on things, for example, search on sex, search on bisexual or gay, search on sinners, search on humans, search on forgiveness, on what Jesus said and so on, you will see so many references, so many things from the New and the Old Testament. Now, it's amazing. I recently did that and it shocked me. I was like, you're kidding me. I've known the Bible my whole life, but at the same time, I never knew this. I was like, wow, I can't stop reading because it's crazy now. But back to the point. There is the rules. The Old Testament has the 10 Commandments. The New Testament has Jesus telling us to go out and make disciples of the world. But in between all that, there's also others. Yes, it says black on white about that gay or homosexual is a sin. It is wrong. And if you want the Bible verse, write it in the comments and I'll try and find it for you. It says it's wrong. But it also says killing is wrong. It also says that not honoring your parents is wrong. Lying is wrong. Stealing is wrong. Didn't I just mention that? Denying your God is wrong. My point is, we cannot deny people to come into the church because they're gay, because they're homosexual, because of their sexual orientation, whatever you call it, is different than the norm. Because no matter what, the fact is that's how they feel. That's what they believe in. And that's the way that is. We have no right to change that. The thing we have right to change is make people feel welcome. Make people feel this isn't a building where, oh, you gotta be this way. No, this is a building that God created, that Jesus created in people's love because of God's unconditional love for us. The church should be a representative of God's unconditional love, of the way he loves us and that. So if the church denies anybody, it is not representing God. I myself have different beliefs within the different things, and with a lot of it I disagree with most people, especially these days, because our world has changed to what I would say is much worse. But at the same time, my beliefs, my rules in my head, what I find as a Christian or not, has nothing to do with the point. I remember one of our friends coming out as gay, and the person was open about it, which I really respect, because it can be hard in this very, very, very judgmental world. And in the start, I was like, how can that person be Christian? Come on, it's just impossible. It's just, Mariana, impossible. And now looking back, I laugh at myself, because I'm like, how can you do all the things you've done wrong and still be a Christian, Mariana? How can anyone do all these things wrong but still be a Christian? Because Christian isn't about what you chose. It isn't about what you did right or wrong or something. Being Christian is accepting that you did something wrong and that, or you need a place to belong, and Christ can give that unconditional love that no other, anything on earth can give. But yeah, I had that thought that homosexual gays and that they couldn't be Christians. How can you be a Christian? How can you be a Christian if you have sex out of marriage? Those kind of thoughts. And I do really laugh at myself, because it's like, woman, what are you thinking? How are you thinking? Because I took sinner and homosexual, gay, and other things and put in different categories. Like, oh, well, you can lie, but you're still a Christian. Well, in the 10 Commandments, 10, not 5, 10, it says you should not false witness, aka lie about your neighbor and that. And it's like, that's in the 10 Commandments. That was a flora horn. That's in the 10 Commandments, and still we by accident do disobey the things and that. So what's different from one thing that we've probably almost all done in this world wrong, and another thing that's just a bit more, sheesh. Oops, I forgot to turn off my workout. Huh? Excuse me. Come on. There we go. It's opened my eyes a lot and made me think of, stop seeing it as this is this, this and this, so they can't be this. It's like, no, stop it, Mariana. It's very simple. Faith, being a Christian, is very, very simple. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus think? Well, A, he loves us unconditional. What does that mean? Does that mean that he loves us even though we've killed someone? What? Yes, because when he's not loving our actions, he's loving us as a person, and he knows what's truly in our hearts and mind. Does it mean that he loves us even though we were raped? Yes, because even though you might feel that you're dirty or that you've lost something that was so important to you, Jesus cleansed you and made you pure again through him. Hi, Max. What would Jesus do? That should be the church's motto. So, should we deny people that's homosexual in the church? Definitely not. Should we say that we shouldn't talk about sex and rape and abortion in church? We should talk about everything. Why? Because it's life. God gave us life. Jesus gave us life. He died for us so we could continue this thing and help others. So why are we stopping people from talking about the thing that's a daily day thing, or that experience happens all the time? Yeah, people die every single day. People give birth every single day. Something happens every single day. But because we're so locked up in our little bitty bubbles, we forget, oh no, it's a sin. Oh no, it's too sensitive. Oh no, we shouldn't talk about that because, oh, how would they think about us? And oh, we shouldn't, blah, 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 blah. I get so tired of that because frankly the church right now is just bitchy. You're being bitchy divas. And you need to be the perfect mom. The mom that's like, dear, I can see something's wrong with you. Come here. Let's talk. Come here. Floor's reacting to my come here. Come here. Let's talk about it. I promise you, you know I love you no matter what you've done, been through, or anything happened. No matter if you swear me to the end of the world. No matter if you went and did something behind my back. No matter if you hurt someone in the worst way manageable. Not manageable. Worst way possible. Anything. I'm your mom. You can come to me. You can talk about whatever. I will maybe get upset and that. But I will love you forever because you are my child. Church should be that. I mean, it says in the Bible that Jesus is the, groom, and the church is the bride. Well, the groom and bride, what do they have? They have love, but they also have kids. They are husband and wife that have kids. All us that come to church, we are kids. And our parents' responsibility is to make us feel unconditionally loved and to make us know and feel that there's someone there for us that will always be on our side. No matter how much they disagree with our ways, our methods, our choices and that, they're still there with us. That's what the church should be. The church is the mum that should be open armed with her child. Even if you are infant crying because something's wrong and no one knows why. Even if you are a 20-year-old that did the most stupid thing anyone could ever think of. Or if you're 30-year-old committed one of the worst crimes in history or anything like that. You should always be able to come back to that unconditional love. Because no matter what you've did, your actions, your thoughts, there's still someone there for you. This is becoming a long video. So for all my friends, family, strangers, people I will meet in the future that's had things done to them, that's done the bad thing to others, that's, that sexual orientation, I think it is called, orientation, that's different from the usual, that. Good going with speaking up. All who's had something bad in their life should speak more up because we're so many that's had different experiences. We need to talk more about it. Now, if you come to a church and they deny you access or they deny talking about those things, sorry for my words, but screw that church because then they're not a church for you. I recently also left a church because they went against all my morals for what a church is. I luckily found a new church here recently and I love it. I actually just had a finishing party. But no matter who you are, what you've done, your choices, what's been done to you or anything, you should always be feeling welcome to a church. It makes me think of my church in Bunheim. I truly love that church. I've been part of that church since 2003, so almost 20 years. And what I love about that church, 20 years. What I love about that church is when I come, almost always there's a, hi Mariana, oh hug, oh how you doing that? And no matter what past I've had, and they've seen me screw up as a kid doing really stupid things, I'm like, oh, what were you thinking, woman? They still greet me because of who I am, who I've become, and so on. And then I keep on changing in that. And I just love that welcoming thing. And that they're also open for people coming up and giving testimonies. People should be able to go up, talk about their stories, about whatever happened to them or they did, to tell people, I had a past, but now my present gives me a possibility to tell you about my past as a testimony to help you through yours. Who knows? Maybe the one thing that you're burning inside to explain to people, to tell people because of your experience that was so horrible, you are paranoid and you have nightmares at night, can save someone else. We can join in together as a force of people that's sinners, that's broken, that's weak, that's been damaged, because the church is not a museum for good people. It's a hospital for the broken. It's a hospital for the sinners. It's the hospital for anyone that broke down and that some people barely consider human anymore, because they're much more than just a human. They're God's children. Thank you for watching. I hope that this helped. See you guys, and stop judging. Mwah.